Many people since the release of the trailer have speculated that Jason could be conspiring against Lucia and may even be a police officer, but I think there's a better case to be made for the opposite. Subscribe or some hacker will spoil GTA 6 ending before the release. Thank you and let's go. So we're starting off with how high is the chance of Rockstar Games teasing GTA 6 with a small clip in one of the Super Bowl commercials. They've done this in the past, haven't they? And actually here we could see the possible promotion we might get, but I think that this probably won't happen, and this Super Bowl it's not going to happen 100%, and if they are uploading the 2025 the 2025 release will be outdated and we won't get it on March or April. We are probably going to get it on September, October. We're going to get the promotion in the next year. I'm not sure the Super Bowl is every year or not, because I'm not American and I'm not watching Super Bowl. I just know how hyped it is in the US, but tell me in the comments. I would like to know if it's every year or if it's like World Cup every 4 years. So let's see what do you say, and then I'm probably going to dive into more information and see if they are actually planning on and make a video about it. But let's go for the storyline today. That's what we're going to talk about mostly. I think there's a way better chance that Lucia would be the one to betray Jason. Many people since the release of the trailer have speculated that Jason could be conspiring against Lucia and may even be a police officer, but I think there's a better case to be made for the opposite, Lucia's possible manipulation. It is seen where we see Lucia and Jason talking with each other in the motel. Lucia talks about how they need to stick together and work as a team and ask Jason to trust her. Like many people have pointed out, Lucia seems to be the one very independent in their relationship. She looks as if she's conducting their crimes, and that plays into the rest of my theory. The way she gets Jason to tell her that he trusts her seems a bit off to me, almost as if she's trying to manipulate him. Why would she be trying to manipulate him into the helping with the crimes? Possibly because she wants him to take the fall if something were to go wrong, as she would have just gotten out of prison and does not want to go back. Subverting expectations. I think most of us can agree that one of the main reasons most people believe that Jason might betray Lucia is that it is a trend in most of all the Rockstar games that a supposed supporting character ends up betraying the main protagonist. Now I know that Jason is supposed to be the main protagonist as he's playable character, but from everything we've seen about the game so far, I definitely think Lucia is the main protagonist of this story. And even with Jason being a playable character. With this installment, I think there is a good chance that Rockstar might want to subvert expectations with a whole betrayal aspect, and as I mentioned, in most of the games, it's always the supporting character that ends up being the villain. But what if in this one, the protagonist is the betrayer? Kinda my thoughts too, we'll have to wait and see. I don't wanna wait though. I know, man, the wait's killing me, but I just keep telling myself a year will go by before we know it. It's already been 2 months since the trailer one, and it feels like it was just yesterday. I also thought the same thing. It looks like she's leading the crime and Jason may be the new to this crime thing, and Lucia is an experienced robber as she was seen in a jail. She might use Jason as a bait or use him till when eventually he will of be no use exactly. Why do you want them to betray each other so much? Can we have GTA Bonnie and Clyde and end it at that? If you want a crime couple with betrayal, go play the GTA 3. Personally, I think there's going to be the 3 endings, one where Jason betrays Lucia, one where Lucia betrays Jason, and one where they stand by each other, mimicking the prisoner's dilemma. That would be really cool to see the storyline play out like something like that, like multiple storylines and multiple endings based on how we choose and decide the stories. I like the Walking Dead games that we had from the Telltales, where your storyline actually develops by your decisions. I like those type of games that like some kind of a film, and I really feel like and hope that Rockstar are going to make something like a storyline like that type of thing and the previous gameplay that we had. So it would be something depending on our choices in the game, and maybe will be like half a film storyline and half of the gameplay storyline. That would be really amazing if they are going to make something like that. Also, this could be a stretch, but I want to add the lyrics in the song Love is a Long Road to talk about the relationship where a woman tries to manipulate Tom Petty, just saying. In my interpretation, the lyrics of the song talk about the ups and downs of love and how it can be a long and complicated journey. Sometimes love can be difficult to navigate, but it can also be rewarding and valuable. Maybe that's what the relationship is about, and the story between Lucy and Jason of ups and downs they will have in their relationship and how their love and trust will be tested in the criminal world. So that's what we got on this type of storyline, and write your suggestions and ideas in the comments. Would be really interesting to go through them and to read and maybe discuss with you in the comments, as I always try to reply to you, as probably that would be interesting to discuss a new type of storyline that you supposed to think about. So, the more than two characters. The two protagonists that we know of are Jason and Lucia. Would you think the story should primarily focus on those two, or maybe add one or two more characters to spice things up? The leaks didn't show 10% of the content in the game, so a third protagonist is a possibility, and we already had a third playable character, Dre, that can and possibly be a protagonist as well, because he is playable in the leaks, and I don't know if he actually is going to be the third one, or is it just the characters that you can be playable in the storyline, later in the storyline, for some kind of couple of missions. But do you think we should follow the footsteps of GTA 5 or actually go with the two characters? I hope and feel pretty sure we'll only have these two. I agree, I like the game complexity, but I prefer something simpler like two characters here. Imagine controlling four characters, it would already feel like they aren't the protagonist. And all I'm saying, yeah, that seems like it, and I feel like the Jason and Lucia will be the main protagonist, as well as we are going to have some other playable characters, as Jason and Lucia will step aside from the story while we are going to play some other characters, because we already had Dre as a playable character, and I'm just saying, it's just maybe just in a couple of missions we're going to play as him, and Jason and Lucia will be as our help in that mission, but the main protagonist will be Jason and Lucia, and most likely, like the post before that we read, Lucia will be the one, like the main protagonist and the main character we're going to play, and Jason will be like a second one, but he won't be that main, so that's kind of complicated. And the only protagonists are Lucy and Jason, a couple of thieves similar to Bonnie and Clyde. Personally, I think it will not have a third protagonist because GTA 5 already had three protagonists, and it is more than obvious that Rockstar is not going to repeat the same formula with GTA 6, and I think it will most likely be Jason and Lucia as the game protagonist. With a heavy focus on both their dynamics as a criminal duo and their relationships overall, there will probably also be different customization options for each of them, as maybe a bit like having two GTA Online characters that are male and female. This could also be another big selling point for the game, and I think that sure thing will be like that when the online will be dropped and we're going to get our own copies of the online. So that's all the information we got on today's video, and if you are interested in more, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.